First, I should apologise for the lack of a wrap-up last week. Some of the games being reviewed were rather hefty, and with time restraints it was either a wrap-up or more reviews, and we'd prefer to keep you informed about released games over those not yet available. So, let's hop right to it. This is the Friday News Wrap-Up for the 18th of November, 2011. Snap Snuggle Truck up while it's still heavily discounted, because, if nothing else, you can't go wrong with a decent game going free. For those who already own the formerly controversial title, you should be able to download an update adding new professionally designed levels, read, not community developed, and more available for purchase in-game. The user-created track interface has also seen an improvement, while the new power-ups and graphical updates add more polish to the game. Go get it now. Terrible Games, the publishers behind 2006's talked about, but not necessarily enthusiastically received board game War on Terror, has just submitted the iOS version of their game to Apple. Personally, I'm unfamiliar with the game, so if nothing else, it will be interesting to see if it manages to remain amusing after all this time. Players fight for land and resources in preparation for a war, ultimately resulting in an empire versus terrorist endgame. The game is expected to release on November the 25th. If you're a nut for the Japanese developer Kairosoft Schemes, then you may already own these two titles. But if not, it's worth grabbing Grand Prix Story for 99 cents and Mega Mall Story for just $1.99. The sale has no listed end, so grab them while you can at this discounted price. If you don't know who Sumogo are, then you need to go check out their incredibly moving and fun endless side-scrolling car-bumping title, Bumpy Road. Those familiar with the game may remember the insanely catchy, almost clockwork-like music that added a lot of charm to the already beautiful game by giving it a sort of music box feel. The developer has honed in on this with their upcoming title Beat Sneak Bandit, as players attempt to stick to the rhythm while stealthily making their way through the level. This one isn't available anytime soon though, so we'll keep track of it, and hopefully the early 2012 release date is sooner than we expected. Tin Man Games, the boffins behind the incredibly fun Gamebook Adventure series of games on iOS, I swear we'll have a Temple of the Spider God review up soon, have scored a deal with 2000 AD, and will be bringing out a Judge Dredd themed adventure in the second quarter of 2012. First, we have amazing authors lending a hand to these games, and now serious franchises like this. Things can only get better for those who love their fantasy adventuring. This goes out to Twitter subscriber BJ Zaba, who suggested giving this title a go. Ordinarily, old games like this have to be overlooked, but that's what the mini-review is for. Small, fun, and otherwise unknown games we can't otherwise devote time to. With that said, there really isn't too much to Pa by Labgu other than the initial novelty and amusement derived from controlling a side-scrolling ship with your voice. You heard right, the ship is controlled by a combination of continually saying "ah" and modulating it to move up and down, while shots are fired by exclaiming "pa." For some reason though, this didn't always work as intended, and I found far more success by saying "pew" instead, which caused me to laugh a few times. Even better, grab a friend and get them to learn how to play or beat your high score. I guarantee at least one amazingly cathartic laugh at their expense. Pa is amusing, but at best a novelty that showcases a rudimentary system of voice control for gaming. On a positive note, there's a future for games that accommodate those with disabilities, and more games like this could help to refine the process. After being unable to award a Game of the Week for 2 weeks straight, I'm glad to say I finally have something truly worthy of the title, and there's no second prize for guessing what it is, as it's the only game with 5 out of 5 this week as well. Blueprint 3D by FDG Mobile Games simply blew me away with its carefully and cleverly crafted puzzles, along with its elegant control system and sharp presentation. While not completely new in concept on the App Store or in console gaming, anyone who has played the Batman Arkham series will be familiar with it, quickly attempting to rotate and align a picture from dozens of fragmented and warped pieces sets off the right kind of buzz in the brain when you succeed. With only seconds to react to gain 3 stars, it's worth letting your brain autopilot as it sees the outcome well before you consciously process the result. More levels are on their way, making this an excellent title with great value. For those after a sneak peek at what reviews are on the horizon, I have Bullet Time HD and Extraction Project Outbreak in my sights, along with the latest adaptation of 13, and more like the latest release from Hothead Games. As always, if you enjoy our Friday news wrap-up, hit the like or subscribe if you're interested in more news, reviews, and previews from our channel. We also have a Twitter, Facebook, and RSS feed on our site, so there's no reason to miss any of our videos. Enjoy the weekend. This has been Andrew with AppSpy.com. We review, you decide.